What's up, everybody? So, we all are told that we gotta become something in life. We got to all find a way to become something, make something of our life. And I say to myself, what's the point in stressing and going through all this bullshit, all this hassle to try to become something, to eventually one day become nothing? Whether you're something or nothing, you're going to become nothing. We're all going to become truly nothing. Whether you're successful or unsuccessful, doesn't make a difference. You're eventually going to be absolute nothing. It's the cold, honest truth. To a lot of sheep-minded people, I'll probably sound mad dark, mad negative, depressed, whatever you want to call it, but I'm just speaking realistically here. We're all going to become absolute nothing. So it doesn't really matter if you become something or not. Just know one day, regardless, you're going to become nothing. Whether you were nothing all along, who cares? It shouldn't matter because you're going to become nothing anyway. Now, I just want to say, with all this being said, I'm not saying, if you're working, I'm not saying quit your job in any way, or if you're in school, which I like to call prison, I'm not saying drop out or anything like that, unless you want to. I mean, the choices should be up to you what you want to do, but I'm not trying to say drop out or quit your job or in any way. That's definitely not what I'm trying to say. But what I'm basically just trying to say is we have all this stress in life trying to find, we have all this stress in life trying to become something, trying to be successful, whatever you want to call it, to one day just be absolute nothing. You became nothing in life. We're all going to become nothing in life when you really think about it. Whether you're something currently or nothing, the true thing that's going to happen to us, and it's going to be the permanent thing, is we're going to be nothing. Becoming something is temporarily. That's only temporary. You could be all the way, you could be rich, whatever. It's only temporarily. One day you're going to be complete nothing. So whether you literally go through all this hassle to try to become successful or not successful doesn't make a difference, because one day you're just going to become nothing. That's why I always say, while we're here, we should be doing truly things that we actually maybe be looking forward to doing. Whatever, of course, that might be. But instead, all we're doing here is trying to chase a career, a job, a school, all those things that at least I don't truly want to do, so we could become successful and become something in life, when in the long run, we're all going to just become nothingness. So it's like, I feel like, why even put all this effort and all this hard work into, at the end, becoming absolute nothing? All this hard work, what do you get out of it? What joy? I mean, what joy? I mean, what reward do you truly get at the end? 6 feet in the grave, 6 feet underground. I mean, that's going to happen to us whether we become something or don't become something. It's not going to make a difference. This is way I'm trying to get this as. And I'm not trying to say quit working, stuff like that, even though I know people want to quit. I can't blame people for wanting to. But I'm not, there's not a video where I'm saying, where I'm trying to say do that, of course, the choice should be up to yours. But all I'm trying to get out of this is, we literally chase the almighty dollar. We try to chase dreams that we think are dreams, when really it's all just manipulated. This ain't really what we want to do. It's just what we're told to do, and, manipulating it into, don't you want to have a good life, dreams or whatever. I don't know. But truth is, you're doing all these things and you make good money and all, but are you happy doing it? That's the thing. Not everyone's happy doing it. But that's all life is. We're just chasing this almighty dollar. Almighty dollar bill, chasing the almighty dollar bill. But that's all we friggin' do in this life, man. We're trying to become something. But do we not realize one day we're all going to just become nothing? But while I'm here, I want to become something. All right, whatever. But just know, it's only temporary. So that's why I feel like, why try? Why have all this, like what's the real explanation? Like, what's the real reason for all this? And like I've said in the past, if I'm not mistaken, let's say there's no afterlife. It's just lights out, like this light might do, and just God only knows when. It's just unpredictable. But, but let's say you die, it's just lights out, right? I always say to myself, why did I have to come out of a non-existent state to go through this complete horse's ass bullshit to just go back into a non-existent state? I'd rather have just stayed in that non-existent state to begin with. And it's crazy. Me just saying what I just said just now, people look at me like I'm crazy, I'm depressed, I'm negative. Heck, I might need to call a suicide hotline to some people. I mean, it's not the case. I'm just saying, like, why do I even have to come out of this state to begin with to just eventually go back in the state? I rather have, I rather have stayed in the non-existent state all along. I come out of it to deal with all this bullshit, all this stress, putting my body through wear and tear, to try to become something, to just return back to nothing. I mean, what sense does that make? I mean, that's really the case with our bodies, I mean, like, I don't know if there's such thing as a soul or a spirit or whatever, but as of what I know right now, we're bodies. We're sacks of meat. We're sacks of meat, we're talking sacks of meat. And we're doing all this bullshit, putting all this wear and tear on our sacks of meat temples, whatever you want to call it, to just one day no longer exist. At least in this world, I would say. I'm not really sure if there's an afterlife or not. I'm not saying there is. I'm not saying there isn't. But all I do know is this body, at least, this body, when it shuts down, it's done. My voice won't ever be making, I won't ever be talking again. I won't be moving my hands again. I won't be doing this again. Heck, I won't be doing absolute anything again. I'm absolute nothing now. So while I'm here, why can't I just do whatever the hell I want to do? And with that being said, I'm not saying like anything like just randomly shoot people. Like, no, I'm not saying that. But I mean, like, what I'm trying to say is like, do things that I truly want to do that make me happy while I'm here before I return into a non-existent state again. Instead, why do I got to come out of a non-existent state to do all this bullshit to just return back into a non-existent state? It just makes no fucking sense. I'm just dumped in this bullshit to eventually be swept, whatever you want to call it, away again. I'd rather have just stayed in that state from the start, from the get-go, man. This is where I'm trying to put this as, man. That's just crazy. We're all literally just gonna shut down at some point. And once we shut down, that's it. Our presence is gone. You won't ever hear from me anymore. You won't see me making videos anymore. I'm dead. Or whatever that person specifically does. It's done. The end. It's like when you read a book. Once upon a time, blah, 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 the end. That's our life. Once upon a time, this guy made YouTube videos ranting how much life sucks. Eventually, there's going to be at the end. When he dies. Or, of course, if the government are pricks and shut me down, which I hope that's not the case. Please, government, don't be pricks like that. Bad enough you're pricks in other ways. but yeah. Everything's literally just going to come to an end. So, like, before that end approaches, why can't we just be happy, have a stress-free life, at least 80, 90% of it at least? But yeah, all we're doing is working our asses off for money, for overhead, for bills. And I say to myself, did I seriously, and I mean, this is me, specifically saying to myself, did I really come out of this non-existence, blissful state just to deal with this pathetic bullshit? And then just knowing eventually I'm going to return back into the non-existent state? Like, why couldn't I have just stayed in this non-existent state anyway? This is the thing that I question every day. I seriously, I kid you not, this is the shit I question every day. Why did I have to come out of this shit? To just go back in it. I'd rather have stayed in it from the start. I mean, that's just me. That's just my opinion, but now there's things people want to achieve in life before they die. And what do I have to say about that? I'm not trying to stop anyone, do what truly makes you happy. If you feel this is important to do before you die or whatever, go for it. Does it really have a meaning to it? Absolutely not. Me, I really don't care what I achieve or don't achieve. Because once I'm dead and it's just nothingness, I'm not going to even know that, damn, I never got the chance to do this, or damn, I never got the chance to do that, because I'm dead. I'm no longer a living meat of sack. I'm a corpse of sack. But that's how I put it as, Really nothing matters here. Doesn't matter if you're a virgin, doesn't matter if you're not a virgin, doesn't matter if you ever had a girlfriend, doesn't matter if you didn't have a girlfriend, doesn't matter if you're successful, doesn't matter if you're not successful. In the long run, none of this shit's even going to be a thing. It's going to be just a complete blackout, It's going to be literally like a complete blackout. Seriously, that's what it's going to be. You're going to just be wiped away. You're going to be dust. 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 Who cares if you get good grades in school? Who cares if you get bad grades in school? One day you're not even going to remember what the deal was in school, what you learned in school. Which, the funny thing is, half the shit I learned in school, I pretty much forgot, and I'm still alive. But basically what I'm saying is, once you're dead, all your knowledge, everything's pretty much gone. Now, if there's an afterlife, then probably, who knows if that's the case, but what would it really matter? You're in a different dimension, let's just say, that whatever you learn doesn't even really matter. You're in a different dimension. I'm just saying if that's the case. Who knows? Truthfully, I don't know what to believe, that's the thing, I truly don't know what to believe. I'm not quick to say that, no, it's just lights out, and I'm not quick to say that there's an afterlife, but the truth is just, I don't know. It's just a big question mark. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an afterlife, but then with that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just lights out either. But with the orbs and shit that I see in the videos, it makes you wonder. Unless it's just dust particles, but who knows, man? It's just everything's a big question mark, man. That's literally how I put it as. Everything's just a big, That's why I feel I'm agnostic. Because I'm not saying I believe in God, but I'm not disbelieving it either. So I'm definitely not saying I'm an atheist, because I'm not an atheist. But I'm not saying I also believe in there's a God either. So I guess that's the word I would say I am, is agnostic. If I'm saying that correctly. It just comes to the point, like I always say, nothing surprises me. It's like whatever happens, it's just, I guess it's a surprise, but at the same time, well, maybe that would be a surprise, knowing what'll happen when you die. But any surprise like you hear that happens, like mass shooting or this happening or zombies walking the earth, I wouldn't be surprised. The government, all these chemicals and all these things like that wouldn't surprise me. There was actually a guy, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know how many years ago. This I think like 6 years ago. Could be even more, I don't know. But the guy was on some kind of drug or whatever the hell, where it made him act like a zombie, try to rip someone's face. I think he did rip someone's face off, a homeless person's face off. And the cops, I believe, were shooting him, and it's like he was just taking the bullets and still like almost like Call of Duty, like you're on round 20 something, round 30, zombies, Black Ops zombies, and you're shooting these things and they're not dying easily, man. So it's like, it makes you wonder, Now I'm not saying to the point where like in movies where you get bitten by a zombie and you become one too, but I'm just saying like there's certain drugs that the government probably have, or they create, they do these experiments that probably make people crazy, like an actual zombie, literally. So it's like things like that I see, it's not a surprise. Now I'll be frightened, don't get me wrong, like if I actually seen it face to face, but I wouldn't be surprised. This world is so sick and corrupt that just nothing surprises me. Wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow, we're in currently March as I'm making this video, wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow is 95 degrees. Now, that never happened as long as I live, but if, let's just say, it does someday happen, I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing surprises me. But yeah, guys, back to, everyone trying to become a somebody. When people slack to realize one day you're going to become a nobody. I don't want to be a nobody. Well, tough luck. It's going to happen to all of us. We're all going to amount to absolute nothing one day. Whether we amount to something now, it's only temporary. Now, I'm not saying due to that, don't try to amount to nothing, just become nothing. I'm not saying that in any way, but I'm just saying, like, it's crazy how we all stress and have to worry about trying to become something when in the long run we seem to slack to realize we're just going to become nothing. Nothing at all, That's basically where I'm trying to put this all as. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day there. And yeah, love you all, guys. Please leave more video requests down below if you like. Almost hitting 4,000 subscribers. Truly can't thank you all enough. Truly appreciate that. I really do, from the bottom of my heart. I do truly appreciate that. Never expected it to ever go that high. When it went to 1,000, I was like, damn. It's like I didn't even expect that, let alone now for almost 4,000. So like I can't thank you all enough for that, man. I truly appreciate it. That just goes to show you that there's almost 4,000 people that are awoken. There's 3,900 people currently right now that are awoken. And once it goes to 4,000, just proves that there's 4,000 people in the world that are awoken. And hopefully there's even more people. Oh, heck, I wish there was 1 million people. And I'm not just saying that so I can get 1 million subs. I'm just saying that because I just wish there was just that much of people that have the same mindset as, me, us, just us as a community. But yeah, like I said, guys, can't thank you all enough. I'm going to stop it there. Love you all. We'll be making more soon. Peace out.